Removing an evil nigger spirit from a Negro is as hard as removing the stank from a hunk of shit. We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight niggas. A whip, a noose, a nightstick, a branding iron. These things strike fear into a nigger's heart. A job application. Avoid conversation with the nigger. The nigger will lie. The nigger will make excuses. He will use words he don't really know. If he gets really desperate, he may start to rap or dance.
You all testicles and no shaft.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to your shaft?
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
You ain't no pimp. You're rest haven, bro.
Y'all, we back, man. We back in the game, man. Big Mike coming at you live and direct. And my man, Tony Maceo, man. That's right, Zatoichi back in the game. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy. Every time you try to get away from the tricking, man, it just, they pull us back in. They pull us back in, man. We try and get away. You know what I mean? We try and lay down our swords and walk off the battlefield, man. But, every now and then, they pull us right back on in. All right, before we get into the meat and potatoes of that, I want to ask you about Donald Trump and about not all of his cases and indictments, but in particular the one that's in Atlanta right now. Is that case a valid case? Is that a case of just political persecution? Or does this woman actually have a case when she's reaching with this, what is it called? The RICO case. Is she reaching? Do you know anything about the case?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
There's some fire there.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, dog. But then I gotta say this.
All right.
If this was a ordinary nigga on the street, he'd be in prison right now.
Oh, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If this were an ordinary white boy, he would be a third of the way through his prison sentence right now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a former president of the United States. And one of the wealthiest men in the country.
Right.
And when it comes to the criminal justice system, money talks.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit where it runs a marathon. So, the situation is she got a little something on him, but the truth is, they're not going to convict him of anything. Let me say it this way. He'll get a conviction, but it won't be enough to stop him from running for president.
Okay.
What I suspect is going to happen, or what I expect to happen, is that most of this shit is going to be played out because prosecutors generally overcharge.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what most people don't know about the criminal justice system. Is that prosecutors tend to overcharge just to force you to plead to something.
Mm-hmm.
The tactic of overcharging is a blunt instrument that they use to bully you into accepting a plea agreement. Now that works for poor motherfuckers that don't have any money. Not so well for people that are low.
Okay.
Donald Trump is home. So I suspect some of those RICO charges are bullshit. They're overcharged. Okay. I suspect some of them are. It's just something that they use to intimidate you into accepting that plea agreement. Mm-hmm. So in answer to your question, she got something, but not enough to be trying to force this man to the table. Okay. She got enough that can create the position for her to run for re-election on. The same way Kevin Steele did Bill Cosby. He got elected by saying he was going to try Bill Cosby. Yeah. That he ran on that platform. So she wants to run on the platform. I mean, come on, you brought down a former United States president. Mm. That's a hell of a feather in your cap for you to accomplish. That's a hell of an accomplishment. for you to achieve. So I think a lot of it was politics and publicity. Some of it is there's some meat there, but not enough there to warrant this circus. Not enough there.
This is the funny part, man, because she's hinging, as far as I know, she was hinging everything, this RICO case, on him being on the phone talking to whoever, talking about, I need you to find me, 10,000 more votes or whatnot. And they're saying that means he wants people to, by illicit and illegal means, make up, more votes. That's what she's saying. But in my mind, yeah.
If that's the sole evidence they have against him, and I would hope she wouldn't have staked her political career on that type of ambiguous lie.
Mm-hmm.
If that's all she has, it's a wrap.
Yeah, because all that could mean is I want you to go out there and find me some more legal, legit votes. Doesn't necessarily mean that the votes that he's asking somebody to find is to make up some votes on the fly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, is this it? Is this what it's all hinged on? The RICO case? I'm like, man, they are definitely reaching. They are definitely reaching, man.
Well, if that's all it is, that's too much of a reach.
Right.
It's too much of a reach. And it's something that you probably shouldn't stake your political career on, but she's in one of the blackest cities in the country. Okay. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. So she has a political base that could potentially re-elect. Okay. But this criminal prosecution, really, I think it's much ado about nothing. Okay. Personally, I'm sure he did some shit, no question about it. But does it rise to the level of a RICO case? I don't think so. Right. Simply because, again, from experience, I can tell you, prosecutors generally overcharge them. Yeah, they just went in. Go ahead. They do that to encourage the people. I know this is standard operating procedure. I know this is what they do. And I know what his attorneys are doing, what Trump's attorneys are doing. Trump's attorneys are waiting for a proper plea agreement that he can plead to and still be ready for him to face off against Republican challengers in the primary or the election of 2024. Right. Because the primaries, for the most part, is already over. He beat Nikki Haley, and he ain't even making speeches, and he whooped Nikki Haley's ass. So that's pointless. And DeSantis is, at this point, he's gone too. And the other nigga, Habib never had a chance.
Vivek.
The Habib didn't have a chance before he started. And the rest of them, Chris Christie, he was a joke too. And they still upset with Mike Pence, so he wasn't coming back. But the trick is to try to get a plea negotiation from them that will allow him to participate in the election. That's what all these cases are about. And that's what the objective is going to be for his counsel, is to find him a decent plea agreement. And they're going to give him something to where he winds up pleading to a misdemeanor, a deferred sentence, or a suspended sentence. Okay. Something like that is what he's going to wind up pleading to. Most of that shit that they come in with, him huffing and puffing, it's nothing but weird. You don't hold water. And, he'll be back in raising hell.
Yeah, man, shoot. I mean, I can attest to that.
It's just much ado about nothing, man.
Yeah, because like I said, me and you, we seen how, the court system roll when we sued the state of California Franchise Tax Board. Man, it wasn't about justice, it was all political. You know what I mean? They did not want to give us that win in court. They did not want to.
They had to give it to us anyway.
Yep.
They gave it to us anyway, but every means had to be exhausted.
Right.
Every means had to be exhausted before that they would turn that over. And the state of California actually broke bread with you. For that judgment, they paid for that judgment.
Right.
They cut the check.
Right.
So, the situation here is again, It's politics, it's theater, it's publicity. Nothing substantive or tangible is going to come out of it. He'll plead to something, like I said, it'll be a misdemeanor, some type of deferred or suspended sentence, because that's all his attorneys are trying to do at this point, is to try to get a reasonable plea agreement that he can walk away and not be convicted of a felony, and that the state can be satisfied with and say that they got a conviction. So Big Mama Fani gets her reelection, and she gets her conviction in her reelection. Trump gets the dismissal of felony charges, and he gets back in the race in 2023.
Okay, so let's fast forward to these hearings that they got, man, to actually see if her and her office are able to actually what we call litigate, the whole case against Trump, right? So
right.
So did you actually sit down and watch that woman on the stand?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so do you think that they're gonna pull her and tell her, she needs to get off this case, or they're gonna let her just ride with it?
From what I heard, there's no evidence that she did anything wrong.
Okay.
Even though she went full Snapdragon on the stand, she did go Snapdragon on.
Yeah.
They didn't really pull anything that points to a relationship before the prosecution of Trump. They hadn't established that. They've alluded to several things. They got, her friend who said X, Y, and Z. But other nigga that got on the stand Friday started to chant and he couldn't remember shit. And at this point, when I heard the judge tell the lawyers on the other side, Mr. McDougal, that'll be all, you can have a seat. He was basically telling them to sit down. One of the attorneys that was cross-examining her, the judge told him, Mr. McDougal, you can have a seat. That'll be all. So at that point, I knew that they didn't have anything, and they didn't hit on anything that would make her liable or would make her look sketchy. The problem here is in this trial is this: in law and in fields related to money. What I mean by that, I mean finance. I mean hedge fund managers. Mortgage brokers, traders, Wall Street traders, people that deal in the investment side of these people that have to have professional licenses. One of the things that they have is this thing called the appearance of impropriety. You know what that means?
Yeah, they squeaky clean as a driven snow.
No, well, sort of, but what it really means is this: the appearance of impropriety means you didn't do anything wrong, but it looks like you're doing something wrong.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to do anything wrong, but if it looks bad, you can still be sanctioned.
Okay.
And here, there is the appearance of impropriety. There is no impropriety, but there is the appearance of impropriety. And because there is the appearance of impropriety, there is room for them to say, you have to go, because it looks bad.
Okay.
That's the little catch-all when they don't have anything solid. Usually when people in Fani's position are called on the carpet, they're called on the carpet by administrative agencies, such as the bar, the state bar. In the finance world, it's called the Securities and Exchange Commission. These are the people that police infractions and criminal actions in professional industries like law, finance, politics, and what have you. That little rule, appearance of impropriety, will stick to you even when you've done nothing at all. That shit takes you out even when you're innocent. Even when you haven't done anything, they can still sanction you and punish you because you look guilty. It looks bad. So, does it look bad? Yeah, it does look bad. is, have they proven, put forth any evidence of anything? No, they haven't. The only thing they got Big Mama Fani on is tricking on a nigga that she like.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing they got Fani on. Now, Fani can be brought up on tricking in the first degree.
Okay.
She's guilty of that.
Okay.
No question about it. She's guilty of some high-grade tricking.
Okay.
That's probably the only thing she's guilty of.
But she can't be brought up on tricking with taxpayer money?
No. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
She can be brought up on tricking with taxpayers' money if the money retains its identity.
Okay.
If that's the case, nigga, you and I should have been in the jail a long time ago. Because all the money out there is taxpayers' money. You understand what I'm saying? Money loses its identity once it hits the bank account.
Okay.
So once you cash that check, they got a copy of that canceled check, but it's cash now. So who's to say where it came from?
Okay.
Now, in Fani's case, if they can show that their check that Fani got from the state government or the federal government from their budget for this case, and then she used those checks, or she somehow channeled those checks towards the purchase of all this shit that she doing. That's one thing.
Right.
Fani says she moving cash.
Okay.
And the reason she said that is because cash has no identity.
Exactly.
The only exception where cash keeps its identity is if you have a federal pension. If you have a federal pension, then that check keeps its identity. That cash keeps its identity because it's attached to a federal check.
Right.
It's literally federal tender, no different than your currency. Okay? However, in this situation, Fani has been given a budget. Here's how it works. Fani has been given a budget to wage this prosecution against Donald Trump. So she goes and hollers at Nate the Skate. Okay?
Yeah.
So she go get Nate the Skate and say, look, Nate, I'm in a bind, and I need somebody to help me prosecute Donald Trump. Nate the Skate said, okay, fuck it, I'm with it, I'll do it. So what Nate does is, Nate takes an initial retainer and you put it in a trust account. This is what most attorneys normally do. They put the money in the trust account and then they bill against that money that's in the trust account. So if Nate the Skate charges $250 an hour for his retainer, and she put down, let's say 10 stacks. She put down 10 stacks to retain Nate, and Nate charges $250 an hour. By the time Nate works 40 hours, he's earned that 10 stacks. It's his now. So what he does is he either submits an invoice to Fani and says, look, this is what happens. He'll submit it to Fani or some other government agency and say, look, I've done these amount of hours on this case. I'm entitled to this 10 stacks. I've done my 40 hours. This 10 stacks is mine because I've earned it. Or what will happen is that he turns that the hours in to Fani, and then Fani will cut him a check for the hours that he worked for his law firm. So what I'm saying here is that he's earned the money. And once he's earned the money, he can trick off at the Blue Flame, he can trick off at Atlantic City, he can take Fani to Belize, he can take Fani to Aruba, or he can take her to Brazil, he can take her to any place he wants to because that's his money now. Yes, it's taxpayers' money. All of it is taxpayers' money, including her salary is taxpayers' money. Trump's salary is taxpayers' money. The court's salary is taxpayers' money. It's all taxpayers' money. The question is had he earned it? So if he submitted an invoice to Fani for the hours that he worked on that case, that shit is his.
Well,
and he can do with it whatever the fuck he want to do with it.
Well, doesn't that fly in the face of the very concept of money laundering, though? Can a person that's laundering money actually choose that route and say, present that argument that you just
presented? No, because
presented?
there has to be an underlying crime. So in other words, if I'm selling dope, right? Or I'm selling dope. So what I want to do is I go get a legal device along with this money. Like, let's say a laundry dance. Since most people watch Power, they're familiar with the TV series Power.
Right.
Ghost had a nightclub by which to launder his money.
Okay.
He was moving weight on the streets. The nightclub is how he cleans up the money.
Right.
In this case, they are prosecuting Trump. It's not illegal to prosecute Trump. You understand what I'm saying? There is no underlying criminal transaction to clean or launder the money. There has to be an underlying criminal offense. Here, there is no underlying criminal offense. What they're saying is, look, and she hired this man. If there was a relationship with this man before they prosecuted Trump, now she's using, that's what they're saying. They're using the, which they're arguing is a conflict of interest, which that's murky in itself, but let's just give them that. If it's a conflict of interest, which is the underlying illegality, and she's using that in order to pay him for the relationship, that's a problem.
Okay.
But they have to prove that there was a relationship between her and Nate Escape before she prosecuted Trump. And that's what they're trying to do.
Shoot.
But if the relationship occurs afterwards and she just puts it on her payroll to prosecute Trump, she can do that with anybody. She can do that, and he's not the only prosecutor she has.
Okay.
That's just the one she smashed. She has several other prosecutors on the case. He just happened to be the one that's beating her cheeks up. Or that was beating her cheeks up.
Okay.
So there is no underlying illegality here, or there hasn't been any proof of any underlying illegality. There are allegations, but they have yet to establish any proof. So the laundering would be if they had their relationship before the Trump prosecution. Then you would be right. But they haven't proven that. At this point, this is just her hiring a nigga that she liked. That she said he was her mentor. She looked up in the dude that had been a judge, a retired judge. He had, been on the bench in another county in Georgia. And so she thought he would be an excellent fighter. I'm sure she was attracted to him too. So let's not forget that. She was attracted to the nigga, so she pulled him in and, brought him on board the warship. And she paid him. So there's nothing wrong with her. He's like a contract. You know what that term means? He's a contract.
Right.
It's no different than you contracting someone to paint your house, or someone to perform lawn care, or someone to come in and take care of grandma, when you have to leave. He's contracted labor. He's a contractor.
Okay.
You can pay a contract.
So legally, that's how you would define the relationship as not an employee of her, but someone that was actually contracted by her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because an employee, you have to pay taxes on an employee.
Okay.
She don't pay no taxes, man.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just...
Now, was she treating with him? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. And this is the thing I'm saying. I'm like, with today's technology, it would be, like, kind of easy to see if they had a relationship, if they could, like, subpoena their cell phone records, you know what I mean, with text messages or whatnot. I don't know if they were that thorough not to leave a paper trail of them text messages before, like, 2020, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm thinking that if they could dig up them text messages, that'd definitely show if they was in a relationship or not.
If they hadn't dug up those text messages, they should be disbarred.
Right.
Because that is extreme incompetence. That means you didn't do a cursory investigation.
Right.
If they didn't look for text messages, every one of them should be disbarred.
Right.
But that's not going to happen because, I'm sorry to say, they're white. That's not going to happen.
Right.
Because from what I saw, their questioning of Fani Willis on the stand and the way she handled them, if that had been a black lawyer, his ass would have been disbarred.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm like, man, she getting away with Moida.
Exactly.
She getting away with Moida.
If those had been black attorneys that the judge had to keep admonishing and telling them that their line of questioning is irrelevant and to sit down, there would have been a bar complaint on every one of the asses before sunrise.
Hell, even the judge, man. The judge was weak, too. The judge is like...
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, I'm like, man, judge step in here and cool her jets, man. Now, tell me this, man. As far as... I mean, because, you know, you a hood rat whisperer, and you looking at this. Now, her demeanor, you know, the Snapdragon came out. Do you think that this is just her being her, or is she just emboldened by the fact that she feel like they ain't got nothing, so she gonna talk shit, you know what I mean? I mean, what is it about this chick? Is that really her that's on the stand, or is she just emboldened because she feel like somebody really important up high got her back? What you think?
I think it's both. I don't think it's anybody that has her back.
Okay.
I think it's both. But then I understand. I understand the dynamics of the situation, bro. Here's the thing, man. When you play that game, when you step in and you become the cat's paw for the system in any form, and I'll just being real with you. When you step in and you agree to play that game, you have to be in lockstep compliance with what they want. The second when you become too uppity, the second when you become too unruly, the second when you become, disrespectful, excessively so, they have to put you down like a mad dog.
Right.
And see, when they put you down, when they throw you away, dog, they take everything. They take it all. They take away your livelihood. They take away your freedom. If they can get it, they take it. It's gone. All gone. It's a public execution. They coming to chop your head off, dog. They coming, so you have to fight. You have to fight, man. You cannot be me and go up there with your head down and shove them, man, because they gonna take it off anyway.
Okay.
See, you think that if you show some concession or if you make some concessions or show a degree of contrition, that they're gonna go easy on you. No, dog. They're gonna make an example out of you. So when she hit that state, she knew she had to go in. She knew she had to go in. Because and even if she stayed, it ain't gonna stop there, dog. Right. It ain't gonna stop there. You remember, and I ain't gonna even bring up Cosby.
Right.
2 letters, 3 names, maybe. O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
When he got acquitted on that murder rap, they kept his name in the news.
Right.
They kept his name in the press. And then this nigga gets busted for taking his own shit back that was stolen from him. They didn't want to let that shit go.
Yeah.
They wasn't going to let that shit ride. They was simply not going to let this nigga stay out here and flex and pop his collar and do the running man, when he got away on that murder rap.
Okay.
That just wasn't going to happen. The same way, now I'm going to Cosby. The same way they weren't going to let Cosby stay out here and cabbage patch a running man on Kevin C. They committed an illegality they broke the law to put this man in jail. Man. They broke the law. So when they come for you, they come for you. And if you go down, you got to go down swinging. And that was the attitude you saw in her when they put her on the stage. Now, was she a full Snapdragon? Yes, she was. Was it a bit excessive at times? Yes, it was. It was a bit unnecessary. It was a bit excessive. She was over the top. The judge should have stepped in and said, look, ma'am, because in any normal court proceeding, again, in the real world, they would have said, ma'am, yes or no answers. That's what any judge would say. A judge would notice that, ma'am, confine your answers to the matter at hand. We don't need the extra explanations. Yes or no answers.
Boy.
There's no way that a judge will let her sit up there and give that narrative.
She was filibustering and word salads.
There's no way a judge would do that. If she were Nate the Skate didn't do that.
Right.
And you know why Nate the Skate didn't do it?
Because he's a black man.
He couldn't do it. If he tried to pull that shit, they would have chopped off his balls right there on the stage. That's why he had to be affable. He had to be congenial. He had to smile. He had to be pleasant. Because he simply didn't have the leeway to get up there on the stand and go full snapdragon. There's no way he would have been able to get that off. They let her get that off, though. They let her get that off.
Now, why do you think that she has that power? I mean, is it because that black women are protected class and they can get away with moida and a black man can't?
Yes, I think to some extent, I think that's the case. But I also think that there are political reasons too, right?
Okay.
You got to look at where we're at. We're in Fulton County, right? I think that case is in Fulton County. Atlanta, again, is one of the blackest states in the union.
All right.
He needs to get reelected. You understand?
Yeah.
The judge needs to get reelected. He's going to need the support of those black people. And make no mistake about it. They can get mad at her for putting gang members and niggas on the street in jail all they want to. The power at the local level, she has enough support on the local level to make things very difficult for him when he runs. Because he got to come back hat in hand when it's time for him to run again for that judge position. He got to come back hat in hand to the black community.
Okay.
So he can't treat her but so bad. See, this is how you have to look at it. When white folks look at shit, they look at shit 4, 5, 10 years down the road. It ain't just about what he does, you know. It's not about the reverberations of what's happening now. It's about what's going to happen when it's time for him to run for re-election. And if it's perceived that he beat up on that black woman, then what will happen is all of the special interests and all of the power groups and the people with money in Atlanta will line up against him and take revenge against him or take vengeance against him for how he treated him. They can punish him when he goes to run for re-election again. So he can only treat her so bad. He can only say so much. So is it to a degree that they are protected class? Black women can get away with more shit than black people.
Right.
Because the white man knows that the black woman is no threat to him. Right. He can use the black woman against the black man. He knows he can do that. And he does that.
Yeah.
So, he's gonna let her get away with certain shit. But the problem here is that one, you lined up against another white thing, Donald Trump. Yeah. And then you lined up against several other white people. And you notice that he talked about her tone. And what it is to them. To them, it's a mind your tone, Pippa. Mind your tone. You know, some of that is, they don't like that, neck rolling, sister girl, boss bitch, diva attitude. They don't like that shit. Okay. They don't like that. They don't like it from any black person. They don't like it from any black person. So she wasn't deferential. She wasn't submissive. She got on that stand and she took no prisoners. They don't like for you to behave that way and be in the system. Wow. So this is a situation where her ratchet nature is now on trial. That's more on trial than what she actually alleged, than what they're alleging that she did. True. Her demeanor is more on trial, and who she fucking is more on trial than the actual charges. So, in answer to your question, yes, and yes, it's both of them. But there are also other ramifications as to why the judge don't step in and put a wet blanket on some of this shit. There are other reasons why he don't step in and say, look, Big Mama Fani, you gotta cool out. Just answer their questions, yes or no, and just because they're going in on him now. Right. They're going in on the judge and what they're doing is if you look at how the press is covered this thing, what they're trying to do is use the attention from the press as a billy club to intimidate the judge into giving them a finding that they want. All this press attention, what they're doing, you think it's towards Fani, but it has a second ulterior motive. And that motive is to intimidate the judge into issuing a ruling that will pull her off drugs. Whether there's any evidence, whether there's any meat there, whether there's any smoke or fire or not, they want Big Mama Fani off back. And that's liberal and conservative. That's both of them.
Okay.
That's both of them. Both of them want her off that day. You know, see, they always play these games between, when they come to niggas, well, what are you going to be, a liberal or a conservative, a Republican or a Democrat? Remember what Malcolm X said about white liberals?
Shit.
And here, the white liberals are indistinguishable from the white conservatives.
Yeah.
MSNBC, the bastion of black democratic liberal thoughts, is going against the black woman.
Wolves in sheep's clothing, man.
Wolves in sheep's clothing, brother. So in answer to your question, yes, it's both of them. But again, there are other external factors that we also need to take into consideration.
Hell, even when she was on the stand, she made a couple slip-ups, man. She was getting grilled on how she got her money. You know, well, how'd you get all that money that's stacked up in your house? And she accidentally, if you ask me, basically stated that, oh, yeah, well, I got that from, what'd she say? From my past campaigns.
She said she invested the money from her campaign.
Yeah. Well, that's not a good look, is it?
It's not, but honestly, though, most candidates do that. They do.
They take money from their campaigns and use it for personal use?
Yes, sir, they do. They keep that money from their campaign. They keep it.
Oh, okay.
That's why Candy Solis got on the stripper from D.C. The black girl.
I know you're talking about.
What's that woman's name?
I know you're talking about. I just can't remember her name either.
But she got on her for that. She said, why you running a campaign that you know sure as hell you couldn't win? This is a way for you to grift money out of the constituents, you know, of that particular district. Because they can't, they ain't supposed to, but they have mechanisms that will allow them to do that.
Wow, man. Shit.
It don't look good. It really doesn't look good. But again, we're back to those three words, the appearance of impropriety.
Right.
It doesn't look good, but there are mechanisms that will allow them to keep that money.
Right. Okay. Well, speaking of money, shit, let's get to the fun part. Because everybody thinks that, man, this whole concept of tricking is, you know, it's just a man on woman thing. And we have a situation here where we prove without a shadow of a doubt, man, that, you know, women do their fair share of tricking as well.
Well, that was the craziest part. They thought that when we were talking about tricking, we were just talking about, you know, men tricking towards women. No one ever thought in a million years that women trick. And I'm like, okay, where have you niggas been? Right. I mean, think about this for a second, right? Let's go back over all of, again, let's go through the journals. Let's go into the files of Maxon. Every one of the bitches that did work came to you because they were tricking. They were tricking. Yeah. That's why they wound up having the hole, because they were tricking. Yeah.
I kind of lost count of how many females wanted to come and do some work so they could buy some boots or a coat for their nigga, or, you know what I mean? Yeah, or get him out of jail, or once again hand him money so he can flip it, and you know what I mean? But the flow of currency, it wasn't from man to woman, it was from woman to man.
But they didn't see any of the transaction.
Right.
They just saw yours. They didn't see her trick.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, where have you niggas been when you see a woman that's 300 pounds and she with a nigga that look like Derek Jackson, you know she paying.
Right.
You know she paying. That's part of the tax of him being with her. He's taxing her. She's paying a non-select tax. Ugly women pay more taxes than ugly niggas. Ugly nigga just go in, you know, put down his little money, turn his little trick, and if he lucky, walk away with his life these days. Walk away with his life and go about his business. Whereas when that nigga come, he don't come and leave. He move in.
Right.
That nigga moves in with them, and they turn that trick every day for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or until the nigga go back to prison.
Shit, because Miss Willis, she doing some high-powered, super duper tricking, man. She like, what she paid this dude salary? Like 600 racks, $600,000. Is that what it was?
$650,000. I think that's what it's supposed to have. That's what she's supposed to have paid, and that's what they alleged that paid. And I think that was the number, but for me, because again, the question is, did he earn the money?
Right.
But that aside, she paid for this nigga's 50th birthday in Aruba.
Right.
Okay. She says it was nothing, but a trip overseas ain't cheap, bro.
Okay.
She can talk about $2,500. That's bullshit. She paid more, and she paid for his mother too. She paid more than $2,500 for that trip. And Big Mama Fani ain't traveling coach.
Nah, she sure
If
ain't.
they flying, they traveling first class.
Ooh-wee.
You're talking about 3 people round trip to Aruba.
She demand the best.
Exactly. Exactly. And look at that nigga. He was gonna make her pay. He was saying, well, can a woman do nothing for him to give him a sandwich? Bullshit. Bullshit. If she fucked with him,
right,
she was gonna break bread.
Right.
And she did break bread. She's trying to hide it under the label of, oh, you know, I'm an independent, I'm a successful and independent woman, so I pay my own way. No. You were paying for that meat. You were paying for that meat. No, stop all that. I'm a successful black woman and I'm your equal. Fuck that shit. No, you were tricking. You were tricking. Period.
Hell, ain't that something? Man, even in the so-called higher echelons of so-called, I don't know, what kind of society, upper society, you know, we got this going on.
High echelons of power.
Yeah. But matter of fact, that's where it really needs to be.
Politics ain't nothing but trick.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing but, if you really think about it, you're making compromises, you're giving to get something, there's an exchange. Tricking is a way of life if you're a politician. You don't get that shit for free.
Right.
What do you think when lobbyists put money into the campaigns of congressmen and senators and assemblymen, you think they just give them that fucking money because they like them? They want something back. They're turning a trick with them.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo, they're turning a trick.
Man.
So here she is, a little stubby little chick, stubby little light-skinned chick, with 3 children, divorced, and he didn't make the skate, jawline nigga, a little bit both. You think she wasn't gonna pay for his time?
Okay.
You think she wasn't gonna pay for that meat?
Oh, wow, man. This is a shit show, boy. This is a shit show, boy. I'm like, man, we can't have any black folks in the upper echelons of politics or society that can actually be respectable people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always got to be some nigga shit involved, man.
Well, we had one with the Obama. You know they call No Drama Obama.
Okay.
You know, he didn't have no standards.
Yeah, well, he did, but the mainstream media you know, they buried a lot of his scandals, man, about him being gay and smoking crack. You ever heard about all that?
I heard it, but they never came out with anything tangible about it, so I let it go.
Yeah.
I heard he's supposed to be engaged or whatnot, but that shit was whatever.
Right.
But, no, they can't. I mean, look at it. I mean, you think that these people don't have libidos? Because usually, I mean, let's just break it down. Usually what would happen, and you've seen this, these chicks come off the block, and what they do, they go to college, they get a good job, but their dating habits hasn't changed from when they were on the block.
Right.
So what will happen is you have a chick working in middle management or a chick working in upper management. And she'll still be fucking a nigga on the block with a jail rat.
Right.
That's not an uncommon thing in the black community. You know, she'll come in her Lexus Jeep, or come in her Range Rover, and pick this nigga up off the block, and go to a hotel and go back to a spot. He beat the walls off her pussy. She drop it back off in the hood and go about her business. I mean, this has been going on for years, for decades. This has been going on for decades, man. I mean, this is not anything new.
No. And which makes things like really precarious for me because like right now, I am currently making a website which just showcases the females on some PG rated shit, you know what I mean? It points people to my Patreon, you know what I mean? So they can listen to the podcast and whatnot. And I can see the females right now, like, they're clutching their pearls, just scared, just thinking, oh, he's about to do porn. He's about to do porn. You know what I'm saying? You know, you think about what they used to do, you know, when I first met them, you know what I mean? When they was like between like 19 and 25. And, you know, it's been like 15, 20 years, you know, since they did that shit. So a lot of them now are in, like, I guess you could say, respectable positions, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood, I guess. You know what I mean? So they're thinking to themselves, you know, how their past can actually come back and bite them on the ass and haunt them, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to these black women out here getting buck wild the way they do, man. You know, they never thinking about, you know, what's going to happen 4 years from now, 5 years from now. They're always thinking about right now in the present. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just hilarious, man, because you know, listening to these females grumble and whine, you know, when they hit me up in the my inbox, you know, hey, what you doing? And they be killing me, trying to act like I don't know what they doing. They be fishing, you know what I mean? I be like, what am I doing? I'm not doing nothing. They was just like, oh, well, I'm just calling to check on you. I'm like, why you calling to check on me now? I'm like, okay. And then I would just go ahead and be like, don't worry, it's not porn. It's not porn. It's not porn. That's not to say that sometime in the future I may not resurrect it. I might resurrect it, but right now, you know, there ain't no need to do that. You know what I mean? Like I've told specific females, only females that's actually going to get resurrected, you know, get put on the cyberspace host roll is you know, bitches that's talking shit. You know what I mean? Don't talk shit, you be alright. You know what I mean? So yeah, I forgot why I even got on that tangent. I don't even remember why I got on that. Why I get on that, I don't know. It was just on my heart. It was just on my soul. I don't know, man. But yeah, well, I guess we're talking about black women, I don't know, being accountable for their actions or something. I can't remember. I don't know.
Well, you know, when it comes to things like that, you know, there's going to be some trick. But they just heard the word tricking and they just thought, you know, because they feel some kind of way when they're told that they're unattractive. Right. You know, niggas feel some kind of way when he ain't a woman's first choice. When a woman tells him, you know, well, you know, I'm only fucking with you because, and they may not tell him that, but they know what the deal is. When a nigga know that he ain't organically chosen and he feels some kind of way about it, they kind of look down on the concept of tricking, but they never stop to imagine that the biggest tricks in the black community are usually non-select women. You know, they pay a bigger trick tax than any ugly dude.
Yeah.
But again, no one bothered to even look at that. No one bothered to even, examine them. So, I mean, of course, she was going to, look at her. She's not hideous or anything like that. But to be with a nigga like them, she's not. I'm not gonna say that she's ugly or she's brown paper bag material. None of that. But to be with a nigga like him, she was gonna have to go in her purse.
Wow.
She had to. She had to. And then you look at it, right? Like what we were saying before, when I was talking about how, they level up and then they'll still smash a nigga on the block. It's like, you're gonna pay to smash that nigga on the block. That's what the cost of smashing that nigga on the block is. You have to go in your purse and break that nigga off. And so when she gets up there, a lot of times when these black women get up there in these high positions, a lot of niggas that are up there with them ain't really checking for them like that, man. If a nigga's up there and, he done made his bones, he's become successful, he's enjoyed the spoils of his success. If he's worked that hard to hustle and get to a certain degree, he's banging and knocking off as many hot chicks as he can. He ain't looking for Big Mama Fani. He ain't. Let's just call a spade a spade. If he hustled that hard, he ain't looking for Big Mama Fani. He's looking for the hottest chick he can find. So if she can't get with the nigga that's her equal, and she can't find a white boy that's interested in knocking her off, what else is she gonna do except fuck out of her income?
Bottom line is,
what else is she gonna do except fuck out of her income range? What's the logical result? It's almost as if she has to trick. I can't count the number of times, man, when I was doing bond, when I went to that jail, man, and these chicks had jobs making $100,000, $75,000, $130,000, $140,000, and they were putting up, their money. They were putting up their home on some scumbag nigga, man. I can't count the number of times that I've had women like that sign on my applications. You see? So if they did that here, what did you think Big Mama Fani was gonna do? What did you expect she was gonna do?
Sure. Bottom line is, these females out there, man, is a lot more common than y'all think, man. To go ahead and reach in their wallet or their purse. It's a lot more common.
They're heartbeat for a nigga they want. They're a heartbeat for a nigga that they want. They're some of the biggest tricks around.
Shit, the boy Allen Roger Curry admitted to that. Shit, that's all he say. He said, he had women taking care of him. You know what I mean? Most of the time, that's why he said he never had no venom towards none of these females, because they took care of him.
They were the biggest tricks around, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't understand why people didn't stop. I can't say that. I do understand why they don't get it. I do get it. I get it. I get it, man. No one wants to be told that they're unattractive. No one wants to be told that they're non-select. No one wants to hear that. But again, every chick that came to put in work because some nigga drank.
Yeah. Sure.
How many times did Ice Up put in work to get that nigga out of jail? He was beating her ass.
Lost count,
He was
man.
beating her ass.
Yeah. I lost count, boy. I was like, man, thank God for these thugs, man. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, because, man, it was a symbiotic relationship. You know what I mean? It'd be like he would set him up and I would knock him down, Jack.
Yeah. She would come in and spend up her money that she had for the kids, or run through her tax money. Speaking of which, it's tax season.
Right.
He would run through her tax money. And then after he ran through her tax money, after he had drained her of everything she had, she would find herself on her knees getting seated and scribble off. The formula was airtight, Jack.
Yeah.
The formula was airtight. That's why I was saying, don't get mad at these niggas. Don't get mad at them. They're your greatest ally.
Yeah. That's right.
Think of that nigga as a tag team partner.
Jesus Christ. I don't know, did I talk to you? I don't think I talked to you since I had another one of them situations where a dude called me and he was pleading with me, trying to figure out how he should handle the Hydra. Have I talked to you about that?
No.
Yeah, it was around New Year's Eve, man. Like, she had went ahead and she went out of town, went to New York, so she say. And there's this dude, I ain't gonna say his name, but he seemed to be an alright cat, man. You know, I met him. And, I done told her, I'm like, I don't be wanting to meet your niggas, baby. You know what I mean? Like, try and keep your niggas away from me. But one day, she fucked around and I needed some help moving some heavy furniture and shit. So I went ahead and I broke the rules. So he came over, we chopped it up a little bit. And, I thought he was cool. He thought I was cool. So he fucked around and ended up calling me, when she went out of town. And all he was doing, man, I was having deja vu and flashbacks like crazy. He was like, man, I don't understand her, man. The bitch crazy, man. I don't get it, man. How do you do it, man? How do you do this and how do you do that? And I was like, oh my God, man. I'm like, do you really want to know what the secret is right now? Especially in your situation. In your situation, the situation is this, and I told him 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 is this.
Now will. I'll keep you moving on through the night. I will. I'll keep it on till the daylight. Yes, I will. I'll keep you moving on through the night. I'll keep it on till the daylight. I'll keep you moving on through the night. I'll keep it on till the daylight. I'll keep you moving on through the night. Everybody just clap your hands. I said we're here to do what we wanna do for all you rockin' fans. Let's go to work and let's go berserk. You hear a new rhyme every day, but my rap is good in my neighborhood, and I say it just this way. I say hi ho, I'm on the go. I'm rapping to the beat in stereo, and if you wanna know just where to go, everybody just follow me. I said you listen to the line, it's called EC. That's the one that's moving you viciously, and if you listen closely, you surely find you're listening to the sounds of the last. Come on, in
Who in the hell are you?
Nigga, my name is Reverend Father Uncle Ruckus. No relation. In the name of white Jesus and all great white men who have come thereafter, I command our black nigga soul back to the depths of hell.
Is that all you got, nigga?
Oh, no, nigga. That's just the tip of this iceberg. Read, nigga! Read! Read!